And the meeting is recorded. People present, it's Ms. Debbie Kowalik, it's Hazel Miura, co-chair, Ms. Lisa Velela, Ms. Cynthia Rodriguez, chair of the board, and we're waiting for the chair of the committee, Rabbi Fuchs. Go ahead, guys.
Good evening, everyone. This is Community Board 11's Transportation Committee. Today's Monday, May 11th, 2026, and the meeting has started at 7:04. Introductions have been made. Chris, thank you very much. And we will have the reading of the conduct statement. And who would like to do that?
I'll read it.
Thank you, Debbie.
Community Board 11 meeting must be held in a professional and hostile-free environment. The following rules of conduct are applicable to members of the public, Community Board 11, and Community Board 11 staff. Any action or behavior that disrupts or interferes with Community Board 11 business will not be tolerated during any Community Board 11 meeting and may result in the individuals being asked to leave. If the action or behavior continues, this may be considered disturbing the peace, and the appropriate authorities may be summoned. If the meeting is held remotely, the person may be muted or expelled for the remainder. Repeated violations by the same person or group of people may result in further action by the community board. All public speakers must address the full board or committee with their concerns. Electioneering for a position other than an officer of Community Board 11 is prohibited. Engaging in acts of violence or true threats expressing a serious intent to commit violence are grounds for immediate suspension of the right to attend meetings pending review by the bylaw committees. Respect the equality, diversity, and privacy of all people by respecting and valuing differences of culture and opinion. Abstain from all forms of harassment by actively discouraging it.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you. Review of meeting minutes. We do have them, but they were not sent to either Harriet or Jeremy or Chris. So I don't know if we can actually read them out here. Cynthia, do you know?
I honestly don't, I don't know. I don't know where if they've been sent in by someone, I
No.
haven't.
I didn't send them in. I do I have most of it written. I did not finish it. I apologize.
Yeah.
I will send it in to Harriet.
Okay, so let's just get right into the Morris Park Avenue issue. I see there's 4 people from DOT Safety Improvement. I think that's the unit you're in. So who is going to be speaking first?
Hi, I can do introductions. I'm Derisa Cruz. I'm the Bronx Borough Commissioner for New York City Department of Transportation. Thank you for having us today. I'm joined by Holly Malone from the Bronx team, and then Millerad from our Traffic Engineering and Planning team that's put together the proposal for Morris Park Avenue. So he will be going through a presentation, and then we can open for questions.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Next.
Wait, no, she's gonna do the presentation.
Oh, she is.
Or at least somebody, you said somebody's doing the presentation. Who's doing the
It's
presentation?
Yeah, Millerad is going to go into the proposal.
There she
And
is.
if you wouldn't mind giving him screen sharing.
I'm hello. Yeah, I'm trying to share screen. I don't know if you can see it. No, and
Teresa, welcome and
There we go.
congratulations on your new role.
that okay.
Thank
So
you
I
so much.
but you cannot see now. No.
Millerad, we see
We see
yours.
us. We need the other screen with the proposal, maybe.
so, yeah, that
The other tab.
you cannot see it, no?
Nope.
Oh man, like
We see you seeing us, so I think it's the wrong screen.
Seeing us, what you're seeing
so,
us. What you're
yeah.
seeing.
So when I click on that, okay, let's say stop sharing. Okay, I share. Okay, so I have Windows up there, entire screen, Microsoft Edge. I never use that WebEx, so that's why. If I go entire screen, or Windows, I cannot access my remote.
There you go.
There we go.
If you want, yeah.
Okay.
What happened?
Yeah, connecting. And Michael Griffith is having problem with to log in also. Michael, we're waiting for him too. You know. Joe, can you do it?
I
So
shared
we got
it's
enough-
share right now. You see it?
Okay. Yes.
Charlie has it up.
Can you see it, guys?
Yes.
They could see
All
it.
right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. My name is Milorad Jubiparip. I'm project manager for Morris Park Avenue Street Improvement Project. And Joe, move to the next one. Next screen. Okay, yeah. So basically we did some study in this area, and we look at the Morris Park Avenue traffic circulation and safety issues in the area, and we look at this specific area between Yates Avenue. This is project limits from Yates Avenue to the west, right here, and going to the Newport Avenue to the east, and also between One Nest and Seminole Avenue. There are a few issues that we discovered there and during our study, and a couple things that they are at Yates and Herring Avenue. There are long crossings, pedestrian crossings, walking towards that Fairclough Graduate School of Psychology. And also we discovered here in this area, short block between Tenbrook and Seminole Avenue is two nodes, two close spaced intersections. There is always problem there, and only Seminole is signalized, not Tenbrook, so they have stop sign here. But basically in eastbound direction, vehicles, they're moving, or either they stop or they go. They feed in this area, short block, and they're conflicting with the westbound through movement, or when they're trying to make left turns, there is conflicts. Also, there is conflict for Tenbrook Avenue going northbound, making right turns also on this short area because it's always blocked or obstructed for through movement while waiting for green light at this intersection. And next thing, what we discovered that there is the far side bus stop on eastbound direction at Seminole Avenue. The only 53 feet is undersized at 53 feet. Regular bus stop is up to 80 feet or so. And plus, we have problem with two parking vehicles here in the middle of intersection. The intersection, the blocking transition of the buses or the buses, they are unable fully to stop at bus stop for pickups or discharge passengers, which result in obstruction of through traffic and partial blockage of through lane. Also, southbound left turns, they're having problem because this is only one through traffic lane. And when buses, they're blocking that area, the left turns, they're difficult to make it in eastbound direction. Also, there is a long crosswalk here on Seminole Avenue in front of Jacobi Hospital entrance for that ramp. So basically, those few areas we found for potential improvements, and so Joe moved to the. So we came up with a number of improvements that include at the Yates far west intersection. We are proposing to install pedestrian refuge island on the east leg, and similarly on the west leg at the Herring Avenue to enable pedestrian crossings and the safe refuge for pedestrians while they're crossing Long Street. And also we propose two painted curb extension or neck downs on east leg at Herring Avenue. We also propose to install no standing anytime sign, and that location mid-block the the intersection where the two cars, they're parking regularly in front of these two stores or so to enable buses to access the station, and also to extend the bus station from 53 to up to 75 feet, which might take one parking space to extend that bus stop. And also we're proposing to create painted neck down curb extension at Seminole and entrance to the hospital in this area to shorten the crosswalks. And to solve the problems, biggest problem actually for our traffic circulation and traffic flow and queuing problem, congestion in this short block, we proposed originally to signalize this intersection, to install signal, but signaled for feasibility reasons we couldn't do it. So instead, we are proposing to reverse Tenbrook Avenue from northbound to southbound 1 block. Instead of bringing traffic to this area, messy area where it's already congested, so we will relieve congestion in this area. And to complement this reversal southbound, we are proposing to convert Newport Avenue from southbound one-way to two-way. In that case, for example, if cars, they come in along Tenbrook Avenue northbound, instead of coming to this area, the difficult area, conflict area, now they can make right turn onto Newport and go around, make right turn onto Morris Park Avenue eastbound direction. So that would be better for traffic circulation. This is short term that we propose in measure. So basically those they are major improvements that we proposing. And then if I miss anything else, and yeah, so this is basically text that follows. So if you guys have any questions, feel
Yes.
free to.
Can you go back to the previous slide that shows the changes?
Okay.
Okay. The pedestrian refuge islands, I'm all for. I think those are great. Extending the bus stop. I believe there's 2 parking spots there.
Yes.
Okay, you take both of them away, or you said, I think just.
Yeah. We have to take it, both of them, because as I say, buses, when they're trying to access stations, those 2 cars, they're blocking transition.
That's fine. My concern is making Tenbrook Avenue changing the direction. Because someone driving down Van Nest Avenue from, say, Yates, you drive up Van Nest Avenue, right?
Van
Trying to
Ness
think.
is,
Van Nest
Van Ness
is
is
that
westbound.
way.
But if they're coming from Pierce.
Yes, that's it. If I'm coming down Pierce and I want to get to Seminole Avenue by Jacoby, I go down Pierce. How will I get to Seminole Avenue? You're making it incredibly difficult because you are changing Newport Avenue to a 2-way street. However, if I go down Newport, I am now on Morris Park Avenue. I cannot get to Seminole or Tenbrook. I have to make a right on Morris Park, go all the way down. And I don't know if you've ever evaluated that area. That may be an area you can evaluate as well.
So here,
Because it is incredibly dangerous where Starbucks is, where people come out from all over, at the bottom of Morris Park.
Well, if you're trying to access Seminole, we would hope that you would take Yates and then turn onto Morris Park, and then you could safely make the left onto Seminole instead of having to go all the way around going down to Newport. Does that make sense? If you're trying to access Seminole, you can make the turn onto Yates, then make the right turn and go down Morris Park, and then go into the left turn bay and turn into Seminole. It's just removing 1 block from your ability to go down that way.
Making it very inconvenient, I believe, and making the driver go over and above. What is the reason for making Tenbrook Avenue the opposite way? That's my only concern about this.
Right. The reason, as I say, that between Tenbrook and Seminole, Tenbrook is controlled by stop sign, and if everybody is behaving, and stopping at that sign, that would be okay, because they're waiting for green light at Seminole, which is far distance. But some of them, we observe the operations, they just continue going to the crosswalk, at Seminole. So while they're waiting for green light, so that area is constantly fed by cars, in the short distance. And from Tenbrook, if you're trying to go on Seminole to make right turn in these locations, we look at the cars, they're going north, and going bypassing, making right turns, squeezing, and conflicting with westbound through. So it's very difficult for them from Tenbrook to make right and make left onto Seminole in that short distance. Because as I say, if the cars, they waiting for a stop sign and Morris Park Avenue on West Leg, that would be okay because they'll have little time and space to move, to make right and left. But unfortunately, some of them, they stop, some not. So it's big conflict there for those turns. So we're trying to relieve that congestion there.
I work on Bronxdale. I drive down Pierce Avenue. I make the left on Tenbrook. I drive around by the hospital. I make the left on Tenbrook and I cut across. I make the right on Seminole. I make the right onto Morris Park and I make the left onto Seminole. I've never had a problem doing that. I think that is going to make it very difficult and inconvenient for a driver. Can you put a light there?
So we studied a traffic signal and it didn't meet the criteria. It was infeasible, which is why we're exploring a one-way conversion.
Yes.
So you realize you're making 3 streets consecutive going the same way,
Makes sense.
right? I don't understand it because I take that road constantly when I'm driving home from work and I've never had a problem.
But let me ask you, ma'am, I'm sorry to cut you. If you make a right turn onto Newport Avenue, now it's going to be 2-way, which is pretty wide street, and you make left turn onto Morris Park Avenue and make right turn on Seminole. It would be easier.
That's going to be even more dangerous if I come out of Newport and I make a left onto Morris Park. You can't make a left onto Morris Park.
And how is you supposed to make a left if Venice is one way?
You can only make, this is closed, you have to go this way and then go all the way down. That's going to make it incredibly difficult.
Oh, I see what you're saying, because the traffic has a break in the island.
I think that's gonna be even more dangerous.
I'm also suggesting that you make the turn at Yates and then just come down Morris Park and safely make the left on Seminole. If that's, if you're going down Newport and making the left there is inconvenient, then also you can make the left onto Yates, come down Morris Park, and then safely make that left turn onto Seminole. It's just 1 block less than going down to Tenbrook.
It was actually 2 blocks less. It's
2 blocks, but it's to improve safety at this intersection.
Have there been any accidents?
5 blocks less.
I'm sorry, it got muffled. Something about accidents. Can you say that again?
Been any accidents registered or recorded at that spot?
I mean, yeah, we look at all statistics for every single intersection in the area. I don't have right now the numbers to give you, but we can provide for you, certainly.
Are you aware of,
Recent current.
are you aware of any accidents at that intersection?
Yeah, he said that we have the data, we just don't have it on us right now, so we can provide that to the board.
Okay, I mean, I would think that would be available, but that's a pretty important statistic to provide us with. Whether or not you're saying that's a safety issue, but you're not stating whether or not there's been any accidents. Has anyone been hit by a car?
Milorad, maybe we can explain a little bit more about the genesis of this. I know you explained it a little bit in the beginning, but maybe we can just kind of go over that again.
Right. As I said, in front of that College of Psychology, there are long crosswalks on Morris Park Avenue, and that shaded area, striped on the middle, is no kind of protection to stop and go, for pedestrians or students. So we're trying to provide more safety refuge for them. So if they cross in, if they stop on middle of the block or so, they can stay there. There will be safe refuge for them. Right now we don't have that. So cars can go flying through the shaded area, whatever, striped area or so. So that's kind of safe improvement. Also, on the east leg, we shortening that with the painting neck down. So shortening for pedestrian crossing north south.
With the cursor where you're talking about?
I'm sorry, say again, and then you get it.
You're able to show me on with a cursor what you're the area. Yeah, well, that area I have no problem. I think a pedestrian, what do they call it? The island. It's a great idea. My concern is making Tenbrook Avenue the opposite way for just one block.
Yeah, I completely understand you. Between two bad ones, we choose which one is better than, to yes, it's going to be impact for those cars. I completely understand, but that would be probably 20 or 30% of drivers overall. Then improving east-west and a complete, overall circulation along Morris Park Avenue and making left turns and conflicts going on to Seminole Avenue. So we just, choosing like between, we know it's going to be impact. That's for sure. I completely understand you. But as I say, to if you have 100 or 300 cars, you're trying to solve problem with 250 of them. That's what we're trying to do. And yes, 50 or 20 of them, they will have problem and impact. I completely understand that.
It will be more than 50 or 20. I know many people who go down Pierce and make the left. And you go, that's the hospital. People loop around all the time.
Yeah, but now it's northbound, so they are not going now to Hospital Down along Tenbrook. Tenbrook is northbound right now under the existing condition.
Commissioner Cruz. Hi, it's Rabbi Fuchs, Commissioner. Good luck to
Hi,
you.
Rabbi.
Hi, good luck to your position. I came in a little late. I got stuck in my synagogue. So if these questions were asked, please forgive me. Why did this even start? Why did this study even start? If everything is good, everybody's happy. And as we hear Ms. Villela, who's on the committee here, sounding like everybody's happy, why did we even endeavor to start this? Number two question, Commissioner, is have you got any input from the neighborhood themselves? Have you gone door to door, survey to survey, to say this is what we're planning to do? Mr. Johnson, Ms. Jones, what do you think about something like this? That's my two questions, Commissioner.
Sure. So we're trying to improve the safety of this intersection right now, as Milorad was describing. People, and actually, as is being said, people will take Pierce Avenue, come across Tenbrook, make the right onto Seminole, and then make the right onto Morris Park, and then the left onto Seminole. That movement is happening at a very quick rate. And we're trying to protect pedestrians that are just trying to cross the street at that point. So that's why, we have originally studied for a traffic signal. It did not meet the criteria. And so the next phase of this is exploring a one-way conversion in the opposite direction to remove the conflict at this intersection. And then the second question was about surveying. So we came to the community board to get feedback. That's not the only thing that we can do. And we do rely on the community board to assist us with that. So happy to partner and speak with any of the homeowners that live on this block to get their feedback.
So let's say, Commissioner, you go back to the tenants or the homeowners on that block and you get a resounding no way, Jose. Is that the end of this project?
I wouldn't say that's the end of this project. We want to do our best to work with everybody and kind of hear what are the concerns, what are solutions that we can come up with to make this successful.
Okay, I'm asking Ms. Villela a question here because I came in late too, and she lives around there. So what do you think, Ms. Villela? How would the community react to this?
I think everything is a good idea, except the changing Tenbrook Avenue. You're inconveniencing more people than you think because you have all of the Jacoby Hospital, the Einstein Hospital people that drive around looking for parking. They drive down Pierce Avenue, they loop around on Tenbrook. Now they're gonna get to Van Ness, they're gonna have to make a left on Van Ness, drive up 2 blocks, go down to Mars Park, make another right when they could easily cross Tenbrook. And you're saying that it's pedestrian safety and you're trying to resolve any conflicts, but you haven't shown us any pedestrian issues. No one has been hit. I live right down the block. I don't remember anyone, there being any,
No gallery session yet.
no, not yet.
No, I'm talking to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know someone asked on the thing. There's no data that you provided saying that it is a safety issue. That no one has been hit by a car, there hasn't been any accidents. So then what is the safety concern if nothing has happened yet?
So I do have 2 concerns with what Ms. Michaela is talking about with the Tenbrook. Because basically what we're doing then is we're shifting additional traffic onto Yates. So I'm not sure what the impact is going to be to those people on Yates Avenue, what kind of an increase they're gonna be seeing. And also potentially making that left from Newport onto Morris Park. If there's no light there, Morris Park is a heavily traveled avenue, and I think kind of going across those 2 lanes to possibly make the left, might be a safety concern for me as well.
I actually see that.
So,
I know, I'm getting confused too.
so if this is an alternative here, wait, can you see my mouse?
No, they can't see.
No?
No.
We see.
So if we take Newport, going northbound and try to make that left onto Morris Park Avenue, that to me looks a little dangerous because there's all that angle parking there. Currently, there's an island there that goes across, right?
Yes.
So
No, the island stops here.
the island stop, oh, right, because people turn right onto Newport but making that left and crossing those 2 opposing lanes of traffic to potentially make the left onto Morris Park to get to Seminole.
That is gonna be a.
Especially since that part, Morris Park Avenue is a blind hill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then Commissioner, I think you have heard the concerns of the committee. Now we're gonna turn it over to. Yeah, sure, I'm sorry, Hazel.
I don't know if they really answered the question that you asked as to where this all started. Were you guys just like driving around and came to this and said, oh, why don't we change this? Was there a phone call? Was there a concern? I just don't know how you guys, what prompted you guys to come and try and say you're gonna make all these changes? I'm just a little confused about that. If you can clarify that, because I really don't think you answered it.
Okay, to answer that, we basically do area-wide studies. We collect data for number of intersections. We do the level of service analysis for number of intersections such as Seminole, and we look at for congestion. We look at the speed, slow speed. We look at safety. We analyze data for 3 years, most recent 3 years for every single intersection in the area, in this area as well. I just don't have handy. I'm at my home right now. I'm sorry. I can pull out this information, but I need 5, 10, 20 minutes maybe, to give you exactly for every single location, number of safety, number of crashes, for example, pedestrian involvement, left, right through, what kind of types of accidents happen. And I'm sure tomorrow, we can send you information definitely for this area, for these 3-4 locations. We'll send you a bunch of, for every location, You know, for last 3 years, we also do fatalities up to date. Usually data when we look for it's from police records and stuff like that. You cannot get this year, for example, but you can get up to last year or 2 years, 3, 5 years back. You know, the information that we can get for safety. But as I said, we do critical intersections like this one, Seminole. We do analysis, level of service. We use different engineering tools, you know, software, the HCS, Synchro, Visim, other locations for network analysis, and that's how we came up. We didn't come up from nowhere with these recommendations. We came because we look at that, we observe, we collect data, we do analysis. When we find poor level of service or so, we go to the field as well. We spend a lot of time there. I was doing there. I took so many pictures of that. I look at the analysis. I look at the between Pembroke and Seminole how it operates. You know, we drove there. You know, so it's we don't live there, but we analyze that in detail. You know, we do engineering and thorough analysis for every single locations, and we come up with solutions. You know, for safety or for circulation, traffic flow. We do that, you know, with thorough analysis and so. So I'm sorry, just I cannot provide you data now for safety, but we can certainly tomorrow send you, you know, every single detail.
I do have one more thing. Especially the people who work at Einstein, they drive down Tenbrook and go straight across to Pelham Parkway to get on the highways, to, you know, go home. That's where they feed down Tenbrook Avenue, Yates Avenue. You will double the traffic down Yates, which there's a school on one of those blocks on the way to Pelham Parkway. So there are a lot more issues that I don't think you're taking into account. By doubling the traffic down Yates Avenue, which has a school 2 blocks away, that's increasing the congestion there. So the person who has to do this is going to go down Pierce. If they park on Tenbrook by the hospital, they're gonna have to make a left on Van Nest, up to Yates, make a right, go down, cross over Mars Park, and cross over Rhinelander. Then they're gonna see the whole backup of school, of the buses and the parents. They're gonna have to make a right on Rhinelander, down to Tenbrook, make a left. That's really inconvenient. To make these changes when you have no data that supports that it's a dangerous intersection, I just think it's you're asking more from a driver than there needs to be.
So I think as Milorad said, we do have the data. We will share it with you tomorrow. I'm understanding from this committee that everything else about this proposal is okay. It's the one-way conversion that we're having an issue with. So happy to provide the data. Also happy to provide the counts that we've done, so that we can kind of also so that the board can see how many vehicles are actually making these movements, and hopefully then we can continue this conversation.
And I'm sorry to be such a pain, but Newport Avenue, if you want to make that 2 ways, I don't really have a problem with that. My issue is I do not suggest, like Cynthia said, having the person be able to cross over and make a left. That is just asking for major accidents. There are buses, there's the 21 bus, there's the express bus that stops there, there's cars at around 5 o'clock. It's mayhem. Having someone cross over, you're going to cause such a backup up Morris Park. If someone's inching out on Newport to make a left onto Morris Park, there's going to be way too much congestion.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like it's sort of substituting.
Yes.
The right Tenbrook to over to Newport.
It's just worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any way that you can do the pedestrian refuge, all of the stuff except for the changing of Tenbrook, and see how that goes along? Do everything but changing Tenbrook's direction.
And Newport allowing someone to make a left.
Right, and yeah, if
I think
if you're gonna make
straight
Newport
right.
2-way, you'd have to make it a no left turn
Mhm.
out of Newport.
Well, Yeah, sorry. The two-way on Newport is to accommodate the change on Tenbrook, so we wouldn't do one without the other. So I hear what you're saying. That's what I'm kind of expressing is it sounds like the committee is okay with the improvements at Yates and Herring. The concern is the one-way conversion at Tenbrook and the two-way on Newport. We want to send you more data and more information so that we can kind of continue the dialogue on that. But we would be willing to share that with you and then kind of continue that conversation moving forward.
I don't, you're saying Newport is in change of Tenbrook, but if Van Ness is continuously one direction, how is,
What's the reason?
how is it a handoff?
Sorry, repeat that. It got a little bit cut off.
You're saying Newport is a handoff of Tenbrook, that one without, you can't do one without the other.
Well, it's because you can't go, you wouldn't be able to go because of the change on Tenbrook. Like right now, Newport is also feeding in that same direction. We wanted to give people some way to get around so that they could take Newport now instead of taking Tenbrook and still get on Morris Park Avenue.
But Van Ness is one way. So if I'm on Tenbrook, I'm gonna get into Newport if Van Ness is one way westbound.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can barely hear what you're saying. I hear something about Van Ness and accommodating Newport. Is that the question?
What's the reason to make new, I understand you said you're doing it to accommodate Tenbrook, but if Van Ness goes westbound, the only reason for it to be two-way is if they're coming out of the Einstein parking lot. Correct?
No, because you could go down Pierce and then continue on Newport. Now you can't make the left on Tenbrook.
Pierce doesn't go to Newport.
You make, no, yes, to make sure.
Sorry.
Down
Yeah,
Pierce.
it's the same maneuver that she was describing. She goes down Pierce, then makes the left on Tenbrook, and then makes the right on Morris Park, then the left on Seminole. Now you'd go straight down Pierce, go to Newport, and then there you would turn left or
You
right.
can't go to Pierce.
Honestly, turning left off of Newport, I can't even imagine the number of accidents you're gonna have there.
Right, so that's the piece where I understand the concern, and so we want to follow up with additional data.
Will you be, when you provide us with the data, will you be able to give times that you were there? Because I live on Seminole and I will tell you that when there's changes in nursing staff, when there's different, 5 o'clock comes, 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock when the nurses get out, it is mayhem. There are tons of cars and buses and people walking in that area from Jacoby Hospital down Morris Park Avenue.
Commissioner.
Milorad, how was that data broken down?
Yeah, we basically analyzed only the Seminole and the Morris Park Avenue and the Tenbrook. That's a little stretch. We didn't, for traffic circulation. I'm talking about for safety. Yes, we have every location, but for
No, I think she's asking like what dates and times we were out there. Are we able to provide that as part of the data analysis?
we usually do in the morning. Let's say peak hours in the evening or in the morning. Yeah, between 3 to 6 in the evening or in the morning 7 to 9 or so.
Thank you.
Commissioner, and would you be opposed, and we've done this before, that if I get some of my committee members, if I get some people from the board, we'll pick a day and a time to be out there, and we'll look with our own eyes, and we'll say, look at that. Look at what Ms. Valero says. Look at all those people coming out, nursing homes, so on and so forth. I think.
Sure. I'd be happy to go out there.
Okay, there you go. Most of these people are working people, but we'll figure out a time that's convenient for everybody. Just look at it, okay, Ms. Valero, that makes you.
I'm okay with that.
Everything makes you happy, makes everybody happy. Okay, good. So let's do this. How long are you here, Commissioner? When could you stay here till midnight?
I cannot stay here till midnight, but
Okay, so
I'm here to answer questions.
and chairperson, tell me I could do this. we have other things to talk about that have been lingering for years. So what I'd like to do, Commissioner, and this will be like a challenge round, and we'll go over all those items as quick as you could respond, and then we'll go to gallery, we'll go to board people, ask questions about everything. Is that okay with you, Commissioner?
Okay, but we're saying that we're done with the Morris Park portion of this.
People could ask questions. They
That's
still-
correct?
They still could ask questions about it. They still could ask questions, Mr. Press. You still can ask questions, but I want to go over, because this has been lingering on for a year, 2 years. First one,
Okay.
Commissioner, we have Stillwell, Pelham Parkway West, Commissioner, and you're gonna have to picture this unless Debbie's gonna put it on the screen over there. Used to be that you can make a right turn on red on Pelham Parkway West going into Stillwell. Automatically, it stopped one day, and the response we're getting, Commissioner, is, I don't know, you did a study and you decided it was not needed. My point and committee's point has been on that, just the opposite. If you let a right turn on red go into Stillwell, you're getting rid of traffic on Pelham Parkway, which obviously you're trying to do, because now all of a sudden, coming out of Stillwell, you put a no turn onto Pelham Parkway. I think it's from 7 to 7. And that again was to get traffic off Pelham Parkway. So the question here is, Commissioner, why did that right turn on red disappear on Pelham Parkway West going into Stillwell? And I think I'm going to do them all, Commissioner, in an effort to save time. Next, I'm in Thwaites Place, Commissioner, actually, that's wrong, on Boston Road. Thanks to the wonderful MTA, they have added another bus, which makes Debbie, you correct me wrong if I make a mistake, but you'll correct me. If you want to make a left turn from Thwaites into White Plains Road, there's a whole bunch of buses that now line up. There's a 39, there's a 30, there's regular cars that want to go there with no signal whatsoever. So that only adds to the mess of Boston Road during the rush hour. Next,
I'm sorry, this is Boston Road and which intersection?
Thwaites.
Say that
Right.
again, I'm so sorry.
Boston Road, Thwaites, you're going, making
Okay, got it.
a left turn, and those big buses, the 39s line up, the 30s line up, regular cars line up, and it gets backed up. Bad, bad, bad. Let's keep it at that. Next, I don't think this is yours. The White Plain Road, Pelham Parkway bus stop, the poor lighting. I do not think that's a DOT. Is that correct, Commissioner?
I thought it was DOT.
That is DOT.
It is, okay. So what do we have to say about that, Commissioner?
So we've repaired the lights that were broken, and we're waiting for an additional pedestrian arm to be installed. I can follow up with our street lighting team for a time frame.
Excellent. Number 4, I'm going as quick as I can. Commissioner, this one has been out there before you were born. This I could guarantee you. Guarantee you. Pelham Parkway, Boston Road, the traffic there is in the morning, they're coming right, they're coming left, and you keep on saying safety, safety, safety. I'm only a rabbi, I'm not a prophet, Commissioner, but there's gonna be something bad there one day because cars are coming out of every angle. And we've spoken to your predecessors going back 2 generations, 1 generation, nothing has happened. The traffic agents, which I don't think are yours, have disappeared. They were there for a while, they disappeared. So is there any progress or movement of doing something for that? I'm going straight down the line. I hope you're writing. Next one. And the next one's an easy one, which is probably not even you too much. Our great MTA is building another station by Morris Park. And the continuous answer is, what are you doing for parking? I don't know. We have nothing planned. And when that station becomes live, Commissioner, we want to know if there's going to be any input from DOT if there's no parking lot and there's no parking around there, so on and so forth. Okay, that is my questions that have been lingering. And if anyone wants to add something to that list, please do so now. And you also, Commissioner, you got something from Ryan Bartel about, what are you showing me?
The Ryan.
On the Ryan part, but the commissioner got that. I mailed it to the commissioner. Commissioner, did you get the thing from Ryan Bartel? Okay, so you can answer that one too. Does anybody have anything additional for the commissioner?
Yeah, speaking of one ways.
Okay, wait, I didn't thank the commissioner for coming. Commissioner, thank you for coming. The author will be sorry before you leave, but go ahead.
Speaking of one ways, I'm wondering between Vance and Eli, behind Home Depot, one block is one way behind Home Depot, and it's wide enough for a football game. It's not a narrow issue, but yet people come, they basically playing chicken for that block and stuff like that. The community there wants it back to two-way. How do we get that back to two-way?
Can you send me an email with that location and then I can take a look at the study that was done?
Okay. And second, as discussed a few times before, Silver, Holland, and Wallace. Silver between Mace and AD, the community would like it to be southbound because over by Arnold, it's southbound, and after Mace, it's southbound. But in between, it's two-way, and if I'm trying to get through my bus and a car's coming, yeah, no, it ain't happening. Same thing with Holland. Holland, between Allerton and AD, it's requested to be northbound, and Wallace, I don't know, flip a coin. But those three streets were requested to be one way between Mace and AD.
Sorry, that request was sent to us already, or this is a new request?
It was sent before, so I want to know what's going on with that.
Okay, I can get a status update for you.
Ms. Valella, do you have anything to ask about?
I actually do have one question. If there is a pothole in the middle of the street that seems to be sinking and it's on a street where there's a school, in the past 2 weeks, we have seen that it's become more significant and it is on the street of a school. Do we contact DOT or DEP?
So you should go straight to 311. It sounds to me like it's probably a sinkhole condition, and we would go out there and issue a corrective action request to whichever agency is responsible.
Okay, because I am concerned that it is a street where there's many school buses that go down, and over the past 2 weeks, it has changed in its dimensions, and I am concerned about that.
Do you know the location of that?
Yes. 1840. It's between Morris Park and Rhinelander, closer to Morris Park.
I'm sorry, what was the street again? It got cut off.
Sorry, Bogart Avenue, between Morris Park and Rhinelander, closer to Morris Park. We've just noticed that in the past 2 weeks, it's become more significant, and that street is packed with buses, cars, kids on dismissal when the kids come in the morning. It's backed up, and I'm just concerned because it is sinking.
Understood. Okay.
And co-chair has a question.
Street paving, is that you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lighted Avenue between, I'm gonna say Matthews and White Plains Road. It is a roller coaster.
Oh, even before that.
I go down that street every single day. I have an artificial hip, and every time I go down, I always think my hip is gonna dislocate. That's how bad it is.
And building to, yeah.
They promised us, or somebody promised us, that it was gonna be done last June, and we're still waiting, and here we are, almost a year. Almost a year.
Okay, I'm happy to look into this one for you. Usually our paving season goes by fiscal year, so we're actually nearing the end of this fiscal year, and then we'll start for the next one. But I can see at least if it's on the list. I think we already did all of the streets we were going to do in Community Board 11, but I can at least take a look at the status.
Okay, then there's another one, Barker Avenue between Mace and Waring. This street has a history of, opening up, sinking. And I'm afraid that it might happen again. It happens every couple of years. And it's very, very bumpy. And like I said, we've had craters in the past. And it is a very active street, especially in the morning when, parents are dropping off their kids and at 3 o'clock when they're being picked up. So I live on that block and I'm really concerned about it because I've seen the sinkholes and you can look at the history if you want.
Okay, and that's been requested to us as well. Did we commit to paving that one?
No, I know that we put in requests, but we haven't heard anything back.
Okay, happy to check the status for this. It sounds if there are sinkhole conditions or any sort of depression that it might need some underlying work. But I can at least take a look at the status of this and get
Okay,
back to
great. Thank you so much.
Okay, Chairperson, you have anything to say? Just say hello. Okay, good. Now.
I have something.
Wait,
Rabbi, I have something. I want to add something when it comes to the paving.
Chris,
Okay, Chris, you have something. Go ahead. What do you have?
Yes. Teresa, by the way, congratulations again.
Thank you.
It's been a long time since I've seen you.
I know.
Three places that I should consider for paving. The first one, which has always been a problem, and I think, like you say, underlining, it's Alderton Avenue between Laconia and going up to Eastchester Road. That thing really is bad.
Oh my God.
Another one is between Waring Avenue on Kingsland, or let me rephrase it. Kingsland Avenue between Waring and Mace, that is very bad too. Actually, from Astor to Mace, Kingsland Avenue is very bad. They did a little bit of patching over there, especially when you go north from Astor to Kingsland. Oh my God, that you have to swing to the left lane. You think like you are driving in England because forget it, on the right side is very bad. And also from Kingsland Avenue, I should say Mace Avenue, from Kingsland to Eastchester, that is very bad too, because whoever did a little bit of work over there, so the subcontractor, didn't pave it right. And that's about it. And thanks for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Kirkwood. Very nice of you. Okay, now we're going to go to somebody, it's anybody over here that has a question. Yes, introduce yourself, please.
And you'll have 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes, okay. Hi, my name is Gabriel. I live here in Morris Park, and I wanted to ask about Morris Park we have right now 2 unprotected bike lanes that are 5 feet wide, and they're basically unusable because there's a lot of cars that double park in them. And not to mention, it's also unsafe. I looked at the width, there's 60 feet of road, 5 feet on each side, makes 10 feet of bikeway. There's many other places in the city they have on one side 8 feet of protected bikeway with 3 feet of protection. And I was just wondering if you guys could look into that. That would be 11 feet total. And I mean, any wider would be great, but I know it's hard to take away space from cars in the city. And so, yeah, I was wondering if you guys could look into that. I know it'll be tough with bus stops and such, but it would be really great if you guys could look into that. There's many other examples in the city where they have this kind of setup.
And what's the stretch of roadway that you're describing?
I'm talking about Morris Park from Eastchester Road all the way down to like Tremont. And this would also make the Bronx Greenway. That would make that much more accessible, because me personally, I have to bike down this entire way that's unprotected, and then I can finally get to that reprieve of, okay, I'm at the Greenway, and I can make it down to Bruckner, make it down to Randall's, make it down to the rest of the way. But right now, this community is completely disconnected from that protected bikeway.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have it here. There's also problems with there's too much parking going on here. There's a lot of demand to park cars on this road because a lot of people need to get to stores and there's no safe way to get around. There's a lot of people on scooters going on the sidewalk too, putting pedestrians at risk. There needs to be a safe place for us to go on the street.
Okay, can I give you my email information so you can send me that in writing? And then we can explore what options we have for Morris Park Avenue.
Yeah.
It's D as in Dorisa, Cruz 2 at dot.nyc.gov.
Okay, so dcruise2@nyc.dot.gov.
No.
Oh,
dot.nyc.
oh, dot.nyc.
Thank you, Holly. She just put it in the chat, just in
Thank
case.
you so much.
Okay, now we move to Mr. Galnick, do you have something to say?
Okay, my name is Ken Yelnick, I'm a member of Community Board 11. Most of my questions have been answered, but one has popped up right now. Bogart Avenue, there is Bogart Avenue and Pelham Parkway South. It is a very wide street, and right now you have a no right turn there. It's a one-way street going out to Pelham Parkway.
Mhm.
Would it be possible to make it a two-way street for that one block, simply because there are you have people on Paulding that could come that way, and that's one particular part of Bogart that is very wide. It is more than enough for two ways.
Okay, so I would need an email from the community board, given that it's a street conversion request.
What was it between Bogart?
It's called Bogart and Pelham Parkway South. Bogart goes up to between Bogart and Paulding. I think it's Paulding that angles off to the side over there. Right now you have a no right turn sign over there, but people ignore it anyways.
Yeah, Navarro almost got hit by a car by somebody making that right turn over there.
Yeah, I'm
That's the
fair.
Brown's house, that's right around.
Yeah, it's by Ron's house.
Yeah. Yeah. Right over there.
Question, would that make it better? Because otherwise people drive around all the way around to get through that street.
This one area right here is
Correct.
what he's referring
Yeah.
to.
Kenneth, once upon a time, it wasn't a two-way?
I don't know.
I think once upon a time, it was.
Once upon a time, Wydick was a two-way.
Yes, Whiting was two-way
Yeah.
years
Once upon a
ago.
time.
Once upon a time.
Okay.
I want to say 20, 30
Okay,
years ago.
now, what we're going to do is the following. Please listen carefully out there in the audience too. If you have any direct questions that had to do with our DOT discussion with the commissioner, ask those questions now. If you have anything else, hold it to the gallery, please. Okay, so now we gotta go up to the board there. Problem with this technology, it doesn't tell you who raised their hand first. So then
think it was Rob.
I saw Bob first. It was Bob, and then Roxanne.
That's because you saw it, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they should put in the technology who went first. Debbie, you can make a lot of money, put that in. Okay, Robert first, 2 minutes, go.
Do we have the map back up of what you were talking about with the roads?
Which area of map would you like, Bob?
The first one,
The
which
presentation.
DOT had,
You want DOT's map?
because there's something that board member Valella was trying to say about Van Nest Avenue. Newport doesn't come swing around, that it ends at Van Nest. Van Nest runs between Newport and Tenbrook. So is that going to be two-way also?
That's what I was trying to ask before. That's exactly what I was trying to ask before.
Let the commissioner answer. Commissioner,
Yes, it would be the whole stretch.
Okay, so it's both streets then. Now, I'm going to say one thing that a year ago, and I'm sure board member Valella will remember it too, because it was at a community meeting where Vice President of Montefiore, Mr. Ruben Diaz Jr., said that Montefiore was going to build a 45-story building across Newport Avenue, close it off, and they have the parking lot, which is right next to Newport, and they own 3 or 4 of those buildings that are on the other side, and on Van Nest. And they're going to now tear down Lubin Hall because former Councilwoman Christy Marmorato said 45 stories is too high, and they're in the high 30s now. So are they building over Newport? Are they going to close Newport off? And by the way, Vice President Diaz said that Newport would be two ways a year ago, that the ambulances would be able to come down, as with cars, go into the hospital where the emergency was, and then go back out Newport and up to Morris Park Avenue. So it's not something new that DOT just thought about. It's been a year that Vice President Diaz of Montefiore said it. That's what I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Press. Okay, next one. Debbie, you gotta give me that board again. so I-
Okay.
Kay Cardova, Kay Cardova. Kay, right now,
I'm on. I think I am. Can you hear me?
we have loud and clear.
Thank you. It's Cardona, not Cordova,
I
Rabbi.
don't- Thank you.
Anyway, I think Robert's right because I sat through two presentations with Vice President Diaz, and I do remember him saying that the first slide that DOT pulled up, I actually could see my house where I live on it. I also, when you did the other map, I could get a better idea of what you guys were talking about the last time. What the board was talking about. Yeah, I don't see how 2A on Newport's going to be helpful. And Miss Valilla had mentioned, as she mentioned it, I was looking at the picture. I don't drive here in New York. I'm petrified to drive here. I could just picture trying to do that left turn onto Morris Park Avenue. From there, with the angled parking, it just seems extremely dangerous. I think she's absolutely correct in that. You guys might want to take another look at, unless you do it yourself, unless you drive it yourself, I can see what she's saying. I just think it would add additional problems. The next thing is I live on Van Nest and Herring, okay? The people from the psychology school, they do not walk upwards. They go towards Williamsbridge Road. I never, ever see them going up towards Jacoby or Einstein. They may cross over to get to the parking lot, but I don't even see them really parking in there that much. I live there. I'm out 6 days a week. I don't even see them using the parking lot that much. So they should not be of concern to you. What should be of concern to you is Jacoby and Einstein, and then the people that live in the area. This is where I see the pedestrian traffic and the vehicular traffic. My block is mostly tenants parking on the street. The owners, they basically use their driveways, their garages. It's tenants like myself and other. I don't drive here, but the two other families that live here, they park on the block. You have people from Jacoby, Einstein, and all four corners parking
Hey.
on my block, which
Hey,
is,
I'm sorry, your time's up.
oh, jeez. All right, you know what?
Mr. Cardova, the floor is yours.
I just want to say one more thing. Rabbi, if you're concerned about the community, I haven't
Hey.
heard anything. I haven't heard anything from any of my neighbors, and none of my neighbors know about this. They're hearing it from me, a tenant,
good.
not
Thank
an
you.
owner.
That's good.
Thank
Okay.
you.
It's all yours. Hello?
I'm sorry, who are you speaking to?
Sam Delgado was speaking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear my name. Okay, I'd like to say regarding BX 39. So several residents reached out to me regarding the lack of lighting. And I went to Committee Board 11, Transportation Committee in front of you, Rabbi, to ask for a letter of support. That was never done. I even saw you in person, and it still was not done. So I put in the request for the study in November 2024. It was approved the following year in 2025. I also notified DOT about the burnout lights because no one else did, and they addressed that, but they had to add additional Cobra heads to the existing lighting because, as their study found, as most residents agree, the lack of lighting is a public safety issue. So I'm hoping that'll be done sooner than later. Congratulations to the current Bronx Transportation Committee Commissioner. Also, I'd like to address there's a lack of transparency with CB 11 because Rabbi, you just mentioned a board member Ryan Bertel email, but you didn't disclose what it was about, but you brought it up at the meeting. So this is for DOT. There's been instances where the board acted in its own self-interest and not in interest of the community or nor notified community. So because the request is made by a current board member doesn't mean it's supported by the community. So I'm glad that the DOT does make studies, and I hope the rabbi reveals this email because it's unfair to keep it hidden since you brought it up at a public meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You. Next, I don't know that list now.
Michael, Michael.
Hello.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, my name is Michael Cass, and I'm a resident in Morris Park. I would say DOT has a good track record when it comes to improving Morris Park Avenue. As we saw with the road diet several years ago, there was a lot of drama from this community board, but it proved to be very successful. And I appreciate DOT for coming back to this corridor for further improvements. The pedestrian islands are great, and I'd like to see more of them on Morris Park Avenue. It's also an opportunity for beautification if we can get plantings in those islands. The Tenbrook Avenue change makes sense. I see the obstructions there myself when I bike down Morris Park Avenue and stop at that intersection. I can confirm the issue there, and safety is more important than convenience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much. Michael number 2.
No, just one Michael.
Oh,
Diana.
Diana.
Hi, everyone. So I am speaking tonight for Bronx Park East Community Association. A couple weeks ago, we went on a walkthrough in Bronx Park of the new on-ramps for the Parks Department and the highway unit onto the Bronx River Parkway as part of the whole Bronx River Parkway reconstruction there. And we talked about changes to the Greenway, and the Parks Department asked in particular if we would advocate for more lighting along the Greenway, that stretch that goes through the park by Leidig, Brady, sort of near the entrance to the Bronx Zoo. And then it goes around down to the highway unit that's right on the Bronx River Parkway and down by Renaqua, the Parks Department headquarters. But I think that they said that the lighting there is DOT, not Parks. And one of their big asks was for more lighting in that area. So we probably should send you a letter, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you can send me some correspondence with that request, happy to look into it.
Okay, great. And it is DOT, NYC DOT that handles that lighting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Diana, can you just tell me again what the streets are that you're asking for lighting?
Well, we want to make sure that all the lights are functioning along Bronx Park East, but the lighting that we're talking about, the special request from the Parks Department and from the community is for lighting that's along the Greenway that runs through Bronx Park. And it's the stretch that runs, it's sort of on a parallel with Leidig Avenue and down past Brady and around and back of Unionport and Sagamore. It's not on those streets, though. It's in the park on the Bronx River Parkway side.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I did same walkthrough, Darissa. It was told to us that it's like the hutch, the lighting on the hutch is under your realm. They said it's not state, that it's city.
The what under the hutch? Sorry.
The lighting on the Hutchinson River Parkway. It's under your jurisdiction, correct?
Yeah.
All right, because I'm going to be sending a letter to you about that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, okay, that finishes all the questions, unless that hand is down. Okay. The questions all from the audience and the committee here. Now, we are going to go to the gallery. Does any?
No, we don't get in the gallery.
No, I said that they could ask the question of the commission unless they had any other questions. Okay, you want to
That
call?
was gallery.
That's fine, make it gallery.
Unless.
Okay, Commissioner, but I recommend the following, and hopefully the committee will agree with me. Could you digest everything we hit you with today I know it's gonna take.
Probably need another day or two, but
Digest it very slowly. And for our next committee meeting, or actually, if you could amazingly answer before the next board meeting, might be a great thing. If not, I will take yourself or Holly or somebody else to our next committee meeting, and we could go over everything we discussed, including everything from the gallery, so on and so forth. Whichever one you pick, you contact Mr. Wernicke or Mr. Kirka, and we'll go from there.
sounds good.
Okay, and because we want to definitely get you out before midnight, okay? Okay, good. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner, for spending the time with us. And on behalf of the whole committee, the board, and everybody, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
Okay, good. Okay,
Motion.
motion.
The motion for what we would discuss, what was discussed last month, correct?
Oh, right, the
The
most.
47th district?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was about notification, oh gosh, I'd have to pull up that email.
Who we support?
Notification for.
The 47th district in Brooklyn, remember? She was reading the email last month,
I have it.
something about proper signage?
Yes, or proper notification.
Oh, yeah. Proper notification of when MTA is, changing.
Yes, okay, so it is Assembly Bill A 2010-A, which would strengthen notification requirements when transit service changes or cuts are proposed by the New York City Transit Authority. Legislation amends the public authority law to require that community planning board elected officials and other local officials receive an advance written notice at no less than 30 days when significant changes to bus or rapid transit service are scheduled to occur. The intent of this notice is to ensure that local community planning boards and impacted communities have adequate time to review proposed service changes, to assess potential impacts, and to be able to provide meaningful input before those changes take effect. So the committee was asked for a letter of support for the community board to support that legislation.
I don't have an objection. You have an objection?
No.
I don't have an objection.
I mean, I think it's a good idea to
Yeah.
alert
So-
people with 30 days notice.
So, yeah, we need to make a motion in a
The
second.
motion is to support the assemblyman, what's his name?
Assembly Bill A
A
2010-A by Assembly Member William Colton, 47th District.
47th District, which gives the public the right to know 30 days in advance of any transit authority changes.
I second.
Second. Any discussion, any objections, any abstentions? Motion
Passes.
carries.
Passes.
Okay, unanimously. Okay, that was motion, that was quick.
Right.
Old business, old business.
No, most of the old business got brought up with DOT.
New business. The new business should be, and this I don't think I need a motion for, I think we could send a letter to the new commissioner, thanking her for all the time she spent with us. Chairperson, do you volunteer to do that, chairperson? I just volunteered you for something.
Say that
You're
again.
gonna send a letter to the new commissioner thanking her for being here tonight.
Of course.
Council you, it's better,
Will do.
okay?
Alright.
Do I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you so much, God
I'm
bless
sorry,
you.
what happened to the gallery session?
Gallery's over.
No, we had the question for the DOT commissioner, but we have a gallery session and you did a motion without even posting it on the agenda, much less having public input. How is that possible?
We did say gallery again, Roxanne, but again, if you
I
have
raised my hand, but I was waiting for you to go through the motion.
So did I.
Go ahead, Roxanne, go ahead.
You got 2
My
minutes.
concern is, okay, stop interrupting me, Debbie. My concern is regardless if this is a motion is good or not, it's not the question. The question is, why is it this board has no transparency? It was not listed on the agenda for this meeting, nor was there any minutes provided where someone could see what was going to be discussed at this future meeting. And there was no gallery input before this. I would have loved to read the legislation before any of you said it sounds good, let's vote on it. You know, you have to look at details, and that wasn't done here. Nor was it listed on the agenda. And this is the current issue with Community Board 11, the lack of transparency. You do what you want with no community input or notification. You have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, the motion was made to adjourn. Thank you.
Right.
Rabbi,
Sir.
I was speaking just on the street, changes. I had other things to say myself.
You got 2 minutes, Bob.
All right, I want to know, and I see two people from DOT are still here. I want to know if the service road, the South Service Road past Williamsbridge Road, which is full of craters, has been fixed or not. Can anyone from DOT tell me that's still here?
It has not.
One person just left from DOT, I see.
Robert, we'll add that to the list. We'll add that to the list. They're coming back with everything. Go ahead, that's one.
That's it, unfortunately. I'm finished.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Anyone else has something to say now, so we can.
Sorry, I'll be quick. The thing I wanted to say before my 2 minutes was up was, if you want the community to be involved, then you have to reach out to the community. This is really DOT's responsibility to do it, but if you guys want to do it, there has to be some way to inform the public. Like I said, I have spoken with a couple of neighbors that own homes and they were not aware. So I'm sure that there are some new people that own now too, as well. You know, houses have changed hands recently in the last couple of years. So maybe there's some way to get the word out. Yeah, I guess through maybe the Morris Park Association or the Indian Village Alliance or something. I'm hoping so that more of our neighbors are informed on this so that they can do their input on it, like in favor, against, whatever. Just a suggestion. Anyway, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that is it. I see no more hands. We did the gallery, we did motions, we did old business, new business, and we did adjournment. Thank you. Have yourself a good evening.
Have a good night.
Night,
Okay,
everybody.
good night, guys.